And with recent passage of this year's state budget included in the spending plan, another $40 million in financial relief for property owners and communities which saw damage in last spring's flooding along the Lake Ontario shoreline. That's on top of the $45 million in funding released by the state last year, because there are still people waiting for that money to come through. And with spring once again upon us, apparently, it's been just about a year since all that rainfall and flooding first started. Channel 2's Erica Brecker went up along the Lake Ontario shoreline this evening, looking into whether or not conditions will be better this year.
It seems this year, at this point, we seem like we're in a much better spot right now than we were last year at this time.
Some good news for Lake Ontario residents is that water levels, although still a bit higher than normal, are much lower now than they were this time last year. And the Army Corps of Engineers predicts they'll go back to average levels this season. But even so, many property owners are still reeling from the effects of flooding last year, like this home in Wilson sitting literally on the brink. Niagara County legislator David Godfrey says there's a backlog for contractors and materials needed for repairs or preventative measures, as well as many homeowners still waiting on the state's priority list for financial help. Senator Rob Ortt, who pushed for the $40 million earmarked for Lake Ontario relief, is still critical of the International Joint Commission's 2014 plan to release less water from the St. Lawrence River Dam.
There's a real long-term concern for property owners out there that they're going to see their value of their property literally erode into Lake Ontario.
The IJC was staunch last year in not releasing too much water because they said it would exacerbate flooding east of Lake Ontario and in parts of Canada. So far this year, however, the St. Lawrence River Board has released record high amounts of water from February through now. What's at stake this season?
The lake and the season, from April, let's say, till September, October, that is their economy. And any negative impact, besides the physical impact, there is a larger impact that can be felt to those businesses, to those property owners.
Basically, tourism is what really drives the economy in Niagara and Orleans counties. And last year, there were businesses and public parks desperate to let people know that they were open despite the flooding. So this year, certainly, they'll be hoping to rebound. Erica Brecker, Channel 2 News.